Welcome back to Scouse Farm. Just got a bit of cloud coming over again, surprise surprise. So it was sunny about 5 minutes ago, but I wanted to show you, it's a little tip for when you've got a lot of containers in the garden and you don't have like a hose pipe or an outdoor tap, and you don't want to keep walking in and out with a watering can all the time for whatever reason. So there's a little tip, but before I get to the tip, I'd like to show you the second flush of strawberries from this container, which you can see here. We've had quite a good harvest off it already, and as you can see, it's not very big, but for a small space, if you do have limited space in your property or you live in an apartment and you've just got a balcony, these are ideal containers to grow strawberry. And let me show you the phenomenal second flourish. Look at that monster right there. How good does that look? It's still not completely red, but it's red enough you can munch it now. It's actually very difficult not to eat it, but I want to leave it a day or two more and I think it'll be ideal, because you can see the neighbour there, he's darker red, a little bit smaller, but that's getting picked in a minute. And my mouth is literally watering on the top of these leaves. And there's a few more, so I think there's a few in here somewhere else that are starting to turn red. There's one, there we go, beautiful. And I think there's a few at the back. Yes, we have smaller ones at the back, but oh, we've got a big fella in the bottom there as well. Look at that. Oh my god, that's perfect. That is literally perfect. Goldilocks strawberry right there, not too big, not too small, just right. So I'll leave them a little bit longer and they'll be getting partnered up with some clotted cream ice cream today. And the thornless blackberries, you can see the fruit's now formed. We're getting a lot of fruit on the top, and this is a 1 year old now. Well, this is the second year, so a 2 year old plant, and that's going to give me fruit and food for a long time. And it's thornless, as I mentioned, so unlike blackberries that you see growing wild in the parks, you can brush your hand past them and you won't get spiked. So it's a good addition to your garden. And for another little reminder, remember in the corner of the garden when I was showing you in a previous video how to get free strawberries from runners, there was a couple of plant pots down there and the runners were coming out of the bed, and this is them that you can see now. Just pan you around slowly, and the wind's battered them a bit, but that's 2 free strawberry plants, so they'll be going in containers next year. So I'm going to keep them out the ground. The slugs get to them in the ground and it's no good, so you lose too much. I'm going to keep them in containers. And moving across before we get to the actual point of the video, which I haven't even mentioned yet, which is a tip. But if you remember, I also took a cutting from the salvia bush and it's starting to flower now, and that means it's worked, and that will be getting gifted to someone next year, or I might put it on Tara's wagon, the wagon that she sells fruit and veg from, Tara's Tulips, and then someone can buy an organic lovely amethyst lip salvia plant. And in front of it we've got a couple of leeks popping up and they'll be going in soon. I'll find somewhere for them, probably when I take the cabbage out today or tomorrow. So the tip, now we get to the point of the video, is if you've got no access or you don't want to keep walking in and out with a watering can to do your garden, once you finish with your milk or anything you do drink, just rinse it out, fill it full of water and plonk it down next to your containers. And as I go past the beautiful lilies there, then onto the delphiniums in the back, which were a gift. If you remember from one of the garden tours that I'd done previously, this was a gift from one of the gentlemen on the garden tour. He let me take away a small pot and it's grown into this already. That's how good it is. Brilliant. And this is a delphinium. I'll just get you in on the flowers because they are a beautiful colour, like a dark purple blue. and it's in the sunniest spot I've got in the garden, so it seems to have taken very well. And we've got a tomato there behind that I just left in a pot, and it's got a truss formed, so we're getting some tomatoes on that. And moving back to the tip, a few more bottles there. So if I don't have time, or I haven't got the watering can to hand and it's a hot day like today, I'll just empty one of them into the pot and then refill it again, so it's always accessible in the parts of the garden where you need it most. And then I've potted up the mint, so the mint's starting to look more green and less yellow, which is good to see. And if you remember from another tips and tricks video, when I used the pizza base to poke holes in and plant some carrot seeds, that's the result. So they're well spaced out. Some of them didn't germinate, which is always the case with carrots, but most of them have, and I'm more than happy to leave them to grow on in that pot, which isn't a very deep pot, but it's in a very, very sunny spot in the garden. And at the end of the day, very few people have a carrot that's this long and fat, so anything you get from it is better than nothing. So there you go, a little sneak preview of me about to munch on some strawberries. And remember the tip: if you don't have access to an outside tap or a watering hose, throw a few bottles about, fill them up with water and put them down near the pots. So thank you very much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And Scouse Farm, we'll see you all again very soon.